Welcome to Chapter 5, Business Marketing. Business marketing is selling goods and services to people and companies to help their businesses run. The key characteristic distinguishing business products is their intended use, not necessarily their physical characteristics. Businesses don't just sell, they also buy. Over 14 million organizations buy goods and services in the United States. Business products are used to manufacture other goods. They can become part of another product that a company makes. They can aid the normal operations of a company, and they are acquired for resale without change in form. E-commerce is not just for large corporations. It includes all aspects of the supply chain. All types of manufacturing and service companies are becoming active participants, and they're also using extranets. An extranet is a private network that uses internet technology and a browser interface. There are numerous benefits of using the internet. Probably you've shopped online and have appreciated the convenience of being able to shop over the internet. Maybe you've encountered better customer service or found lower prices than you could find locally. But businesses have also found that there are numerous benefits to using the internet. Relationship marketing entails seeking and establishing strategic alliances or partnerships with customers. It has become an important business marketing strategy as customers have become more demanding and competitions become more intense. A strategic alliance is a cooperative agreement between firms. It may take the form of licensing or distribution agreements, joint ventures, research and development consortia, or multinational partnerships. Caterpillar uses different forms of alliances as conditions require to gain entrance and maintain market share in different countries. Benefits of strategic alliances include access to markets or to technology, economies of scale that might be gained by combining manufacturing, research and development, or marketing activities, faster entry of new products to markets, and the sharing of risks. Businesses in other countries rely on personal relationships to facilitate exchanges between companies. Reciprocity and personal relationships have concern for and dependence upon one another. A network of interlocking corporate affiliates known as a keiretsu trade with each other whenever possible. In the beginning of this chapter in your textbook, you read about keiretsus in Japan. In the mid-1990s, American car executives complained bitterly that Japan's market for cars and parts was controlled by companies organized into what are called keiretsus and closed to foreign competitors. The United States government demanded that keiretsus be open to U.S. companies, but Japanese officials refused, arguing that the system made the Japanese economy more efficient. Since that time, General Motors has quietly pieced together a network of equity alliances with Japanese automakers that combined hold the number 2 market share position in Japan. Japanese executives somewhat jokingly now refer to the new GM keiretsu. What motivated GM to form strategic alliances in Japan, do you think? And do you think these alliances will be successful? The business market consists of 4 major categories of customers: producers, resellers, governments, and institutions. I'll describe each of these categories in the slides that follow. The producer segment is quite large and consists of people and organizations that buy goods and services used to make other products or facilitate the company's daily operations. The reseller market consists of retail and wholesale businesses that buy finished goods and resell them for a profit. Many retailers and most wholesalers carry a large number of items. A grocery store can carry up to 20,000 different items. Manufacturers try to introduce another 8,000 or more products and variations every year. Government organizations include thousands of federal, state, and local buying units and represent what's considered to be the largest single market for goods and services in the world. The U.S. federal government is the world's largest customer. It purchases almost every imaginable good and service. Examples of federal government purchase include defense, education, welfare, national parks, highways, health and hospitals, postal services, space exploration, and scientific research. Many different agencies and departments handle federal purchasing as if they were separate companies. Some companies, such as Kodak and Goodyear, have special sales divisions that concentrate on selling to the government. As far as state, county, and city government, a business marketer may find over 82,000 state, county, and city governmental units likely to buy its goods. The paperwork and regulations involved in selling to these government agencies may be less complicated than selling to the federal government, but the sheer volume of potential clients may be frustrating. The Small Business Administration has free brochures and classes on government purchasing procedures. They show firms how to become bidders for contracts. The fourth major segment of the business market consists of institutions that seek to achieve goals different from such ordinary business goals as profit, market share, and return on investment. This segment includes many schools, hospitals, churches, civic clubs, and private nonprofit organizations. The organizations in the institutional market differ substantially from the other business markets in terms of buying behavior. Many rely heavily on donations for their needed goods or services. Sales to institutional markets are generally larger in both dollars and quantities than sales to end-user consumers. The North American Industry Classification System is an industry classification system introduced in 1997 to replace the standard industrial classification system. Basically, it's a detailed numbering system developed by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico to classify North American business establishments by their main production processes. This NAICS provides a common industry classification system for the NAFTA partners, which, if you remember, is the North American Free Trade Agreement partners. The data can be used to establish the number of businesses in a certain industry, sales volumes, number of employees, growth trends, trends in certain geographic areas, and declining industries. Many characteristics of business markets are different from those of regular consumer markets. This means that marketing strategies are very dissimilar. Presented here is not an exhaustive list, and there are several other differences between these two types of markets that are noted in your textbook. Derived demand is the demand for business products that result from the demand for consumer products. Because demand for business products is derived, business marketers have to carefully monitor demand patterns and changing preferences for consumer markets. For example, the demand for leather by shoe manufacturers is derived from customer demand for shoes. By attempting to influence final consumer demand for the products stored in cans, the Steel Packaging Council intends to stimulate the derived demand for its steel cans. By attempting to influence final consumer demand for products made of plastic, the American Plastics Council hopes to stimulate the derived demand for its industrial plastic. If you've ever seen that commercial of the toddler who drops the jug of soda off the table onto the floor and it bounces because it's in a plastic container, this commercial was developed by the American Plastics Council, and it was made in an attempt to get people to buy products stored in plastic versus glass. It's the idea that if you buy plastic, it's safe for children to be around. Inelastic demand means that an increase or decrease in the price of a product will not significantly affect the demand for it. The demand for business products is inelastic because the price of many products used in the production of a final product has an insignificant effect on the total price. The result is that the demand for the final consumer product is not affected. For example, if the price of shoelaces doubled, the demand for shoes wouldn't be affected, most likely. Joint demand occurs when two or more items are used together in a final product. An increase in demand for the final product will affect all of the jointly demanded products. And finally, fluctuating demand is the demand for business products that tend to be more volatile than the demand for the consumer products. A small increase or decrease in consumer demand produces a much larger change in demand for the facilities and equipment needed to manufacture the product. This is known as the multiplier effect or accelerator principle. A huge increase in demand for compact discs has created an apparently larger increase in demand for machines that manufacture the discs because of the current shortage. Purchase volume. Business customers buy in much larger quantities than normal consumers. Just think about the university. Do you think that the university buys much more typing paper, let's say, than you do? Number of customers. Business marketers typically have far fewer customers than consumer marketers. Business marketers have an advantage in identifying prospective customers, monitoring their needs, and providing them personal attention. The reduced number of customers can also be a disadvantage because each customer is so overwhelmingly important to their business. Most Goodyear tires are sold to the 3 huge automobile manufacturers, not to the 112 million U.S. car owners. Location of buyers. Business customers tend to be much more geographically concentrated than consumers. More than half the nation's industrial purchasers are located in just 7 states. Can you guess what they are? New York, California, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, and New Jersey. Distribution structure. Direct channels are much more common in business marketing than in consumer marketing. Direct channels are more common because the products are often customized, sold in large quantities, or are highly technical in nature. Nature of buying. Business buyers who are often professionally trained purchasing agents or buyers normally take a much more formal approach to buying compared to the average consumer. Just think about the average person who goes in to buy herself a new car. She's much more likely to let her emotions play a role in the purchase. What color she likes, the type of vehicle, how the car will make her look. Emotions are going to be based on that purchase versus someone who is buying a new computer system for their office. Often business buyers require a lot more technical data to make their decisions as well. Nature of buying influence. More people are usually involved in a single business purchase decision than in a normal consumer purchase decision. Generally, if a business is thinking about buying a new jet for their organization, there's going to be a panel of people sitting around talking about the purchase and what decision they'll finally make. Some purchase decisions rest with the buying center, which is a panel of experts from a variety of different fields within an organization. Sellers often send sales teams with experts from different areas to deal with buying centers. Types of negotiations. Negotiation of price, product specifications, delivery dates, payment terms, and a variety of other conditions of sale is common in business marketing. The negotiation and buying process can take many months or even several years for complex industrial products. Use of reciprocity refers to when business purchasers often choose to buy from their own customers. Reciprocity is neither illegal nor unethical unless one party coerces the other. It is generally considered a reasonable business practice. Use of leasing refers to consumers who normally buy products rather than lease them. But businesses commonly lease expensive equipment such as computers, construction equipment, and vehicles. Primary promotional method refers to how personal selling tends to be emphasized by business marketers in their promotion efforts. Normally, personal selling isn't used as much for the average consumer product. Many business products are expensive, require customization, they're ordered in large volumes, or involve intricate negotiations. All these situations necessitate a great deal of personal contact. In addition, supplier-customer relationships are usually close in business markets. Companies don't just make purchases, they establish relationships. Companies in the pharmaceutical industry frequently sponsor medical symposia and conferences, bringing in speakers for panels that discuss new treatments for various diseases and illnesses. It is no coincidence that the drug companies' new products are often promoted at these events. The drug industry maintains that it supports medical education out of concern for the safe use of products and for the professional advancements of its customers. This is one type of business promotion that has been heavily criticized by people and groups outside of the pharmaceutical industry. Listed here are all the different types of business products, which I'll describe further in the slides that follow. Major equipment, or installations, consists of capital goods such as large or expensive machines, mainframe computers, blast furnaces, generators, airplanes, and buildings. Major equipment always depreciates over time and is often leased, custom designed, and sold direct from the producer. Accessory equipment is generally less expensive and shorter-lived than major equipment. It consists of goods such as portable tools and office equipment. Accessories also include items like power tools, word processors, fax machines. The accessories are often standardized, not custom-made. Accessories are sold to a broad array of businesses, and they use less direct sales channels. Accessories use advertising as an important promotional tool. Raw materials are unprocessed extractive or agricultural products such as mineral ore, lumber, wheat, vegetables, and fish, which become part of a final product. Personal selling is very important with these products. Channels of distribution are usually direct from the producer to the business user. Component parts are either finished items ready for assembly or products that need very little processing before they become a part of another product. Examples include spark plugs, tires, and electric motors. Component parts often retain their identity after becoming part of some other product. Component parts may wear out and need to be replaced during the life of a product that it's a part of. The two markets for component parts are the original equipment manufacturer market and the replacement market. Processed materials are used directly in making other products. Unlike raw materials, they've had some processing. Examples include sheet metal, lumber, chemicals, corn syrup, and plastics. Processed materials do not retain their original identity when the final product is made. Also, processed materials are usually marketed to original equipment manufacturers or to distributors serving this market. Supplies are consumable items that businesses need, but they don't use them to become part of some of their final product, such as lubricants to keep machinery running, detergent to clean businesses up, paper towels, pencils, paper. Supplies are normally standardized, inexpensive items sold through local distributors. These supplies generally fall into one of three categories: maintenance, repair, or operating supplies. Business services are expense items that don't become part of a final product. Businesses retain outside providers to perform tasks like advertising, janitorial, payroll, legal, market research, or maintenance. Listed here are aspects of business buying behavior, which I'll describe further in the slides that follow. A buying center includes all those people in a company who become involved in a purchase decision. Membership in the buying center and relative influence of people involved vary widely from company to company. Buying centers don't appear on any formal organizational chart, and members have informal yet very important roles. Basically, these people decide where and how the company will spend its money. In a lengthy decision process, people may move in and out of the buying center. There are several different roles in the buying center. The initiator is the person who first suggests to make a purchase. Influencers or evaluators often define specifications for the purchase or provide information for evaluating the options. Gatekeepers regulate the flow of information about the purchase to the deciders and others in the group. The decider is the person who has formal or informal power to choose or approve the selection of the supplier or the brand of the item they're going to purchase. The purchaser is the person who actually negotiates the sale. Users are the members of the organization who will use the product that's purchased. The three most important and commonly used criteria are quality, service, and price, just in that order. Quality refers to technical suitability, the salesperson, and the salesperson's company. Service may range from pre-purchase needs surveys to installation to dependability of supply. Price is extremely important in most business purchases. Often, businesses have to decide whether to make a certain product or to buy it from an outside supplier. Essentially, this is an economic decision concerning price and use of company resources. If a firm does choose to purchase a product, it will do so under one of three basic conditions: new buy, a modified rebuy, or a straight rebuy. A new buy situation requires the purchase of a product for the first time. A new buy situation is the greatest opportunity for a new vendor to sell to a business purchaser because no previous relationship has been established. New buys often result from value engineering, which is a systematic search for less expensive substitute goods or services. Technical information is very important in a new buy situation. New buys can be very time-consuming as the purchaser researches alternatives and sets up specifications. A modified rebuy is normally less critical and time-consuming than a new buy. In a modified rebuy situation, the purchaser wants some change in the original good or service. In some cases, the producer just works with the original vendor, but in other cases, the modified rebuy is open to outside bidders. For example, a small trailer manufacturer wants to purchase hydraulic cylinders that will extend 24 inches rather than the current ones that extend 18. In a straight rebuy, the purchaser reorders the same goods or services without looking for new information or looking for other suppliers. One common technique in a straight rebuy is the use of a purchasing contract for items that are purchased often and in high volume, which further automates the purchase process. For example, these are usually products that are bought frequently, low in value, and don't require contract renegotiation. The ethics of business buyer and seller relationships are often scrutinized and sometimes criticized by bosses, associates, the general public, and the news media. Lockheed Martin Corporation doesn't want anyone scrutinizing their ethics in regards to gifts. What policies do firms set on giving gifts to customers and receiving gifts from suppliers? The Office of Ethics and Business Conduct at Lockheed Martin Corporation has prepared a booklet entitled Setting the Standard. It has been adopted by the company's board of directors as its code of ethics. It summarizes the virtues and principles that are to guide employee actions in business. They expect their agents, consultants, contractors, representatives, and suppliers to be guided by them as well. Business marketers are increasingly recognizing the benefits of developing a formal system to monitor customer opinions of the quality of their customer service. Technology is helping to make great strides in this area by providing information to customers on CD-ROMs, providing online customer assistance, and web-based customer surveys.